let's talk about some of these individuals, right? So from a team perspective, you could talk about a lot of teams. Oregon did a nice job in their recruiting class. Missouri did a really nice job with their recruiting class. There was individual wins here and there, and there's a flip here and there, but overall, there's a couple of takeaways that I take away from this. And kind of the news of the day, if you will, I thought landed on some key player acquisitions. And that's really what it is now. I think the first one was Dylan Raiola flipping and going, decommitting from Georgia and ending up at Nebraska and signing that letter of intent. So obviously this is a legacy. He's got, in a lot of ways, Nebraska in his blood. And I thought that this is a big get for Matt Rhule because you need a place to start. He's trying to build something there, clearly. They were a really good team outside of their quarterback play. I mean, the quarterback play, guys, I don't know if we went over this. I don't think that we did, but, I was taking some notes earlier in the week just on Nebraska's quarterback play and what it really was for them. And you look at the number of turnovers that they had. Here it is. I've got this. Remember, I got my trusty notebook here, so don't worry about this. So they get Dylan Raiola at Nebraska. And you take a look at this team. They're a 5-7 team. They lost 4 of those by 3 points or less, okay? And in those 3-point losses, they committed 15 turnovers. That's wild. That's wild. I just think about it this way. There are 43 teams that had less than 15 total turnovers, and they turned it over 15 times in those contests. So you look at what this team could be, and I tell you, they could flip this pretty quick. And if you get better quarterback play, that's the first way to do it. So when I talk about Raiola being such a big commitment to Matt Rhule, it's because to me, it's tangible. It's tangible for Big Red. If they get better play at that position and don't turn the ball over, then watch out. QBs accounted for 13 of those 15, 13 of the 15 turnovers in the 3-point games. They lost the turnover margin in every game but 2 this year. And if this is a team that can cut that down, we saw great defense. We saw, I thought, some signs of what is to come from Matt Rhule with some run game. And this is a team that could be pretty good. Okay, so look at this. Michigan State, they lost 20-17, 3 turnovers. Maryland, they lost 13-10, 5 turnovers. They lost Wisconsin by a score, turnover in that game. Iowa, 13-10, 3 turnovers, including that horrendous late interception inside of a minute. Minnesota, they lost 13-10, 4 turnovers. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So Dylan Raiola commits and signs with Nebraska. Huge. If he's as good as everyone thinks he is, and I think he's very good. I played one camp in Detroit. Dominic Raiola, his father, was the center. Got to know him well. I've seen him around on some of this circuit. I saw him at a passing academy last year. I think Dylan is a heck of a player. Now, at the time, he was committed to Ohio State, and then he decommitted and committed to Georgia. He's moved around high schools quite a bit. I hope that he stays at Nebraska, and it feels like as a legacy and as a guy that's trying to build something that he will, and let's hope that he does. Let's hope that he does. All right, so that was a big one for me, was the Raiola one. DJ Lagway, he's stuck with Florida. So this is a quarterback that there was some talk that there was, I guess, late interest from around the country. I think USC was trying to get involved late on this one, but Billy Napier holding on to DJ Lagway was huge. That's a monster commitment, and to get that across the finish line, that's a big one. So I thought that was big news on signing day. Eddrick Houston, the defensive lineman, there was some talk that there was, people creeping around Eddrick Houston, and he sticks with Ohio State. And so Ohio State gets his guy, a really good player. Defensive lineman, and Eddrick Houston has a chance to help them in a major way, because we know that in order to win in that conference, in particular with what Oregon's going to bring to the table at the line of scrimmage and what Michigan already brings to the table at the line of scrimmage, they're going to have to be good at the line of scrimmage. Another big one, how about KJ Bolden? I thought the Georgia getting KJ Bolden really propelled them to that number one class. They flip him from Florida State. He goes to Georgia. That's a massive get. That's a massive get. By the way, both of those teams playing in the Orange Bowl. Our New Year's 6 preview episode will be next week, so make sure you're coming back for that one. But KJ Bolden to Georgia, that was big. Thank you for watching the Joel Klatt Show YouTube channel. And if you liked this clip, make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and you can stay up to date on all of my college football coverage.